Welcome to another deep dive. Today we're exploring a force that's rapidly becoming the engine of scientific progress, really across the board, artificial intelligence. Think of AI as an incredibly powerful research partner, maybe. One capable of analyzing massive data sets in, well, the blink of an eye and even designing novel solutions we haven't even imagined.
Exactly, and we've compiled some really fascinating material today. It really showcases how AI is moving beyond just theoretical possibilities, becoming a crucial part of how scientific discovery actually happens.
Right.
So our goal today really is to give you a clear picture of this evolution. Look at the concrete ways AI is reshaping scientific exploration and what that might mean for breakthroughs down the line.
And when we talk about across fields, we're really not kidding. I mean, we're seeing AI accelerate the development of new medicines, help us decipher the deepest mysteries of the cosmos.
It was huge.
A truly transformative period. So yeah, let's get started.
Okay, let's maybe unpack the revolution AI is bringing to drug discovery first.
Good place to start. Because for decades, it's been, notoriously slow, really costly, often taking over a decade, billions of dollars.
And the failure rate.
To bring a single drug to market, with a really high rate of failure, something like 90%, right?
That's right. That traditional pipeline, it's very sequential, lots of bottlenecks. And what's fascinating is how AI is, streamlining it, even fundamentally changing it in some ways.
How so?
Well, we're seeing the rise of these AI-powered platforms. They act almost like central hubs, integrating just vast amounts of diverse information.
Like what kind of information?
Oh, everything from the properties of chemical compounds to how they interact with biological systems, even patient data, all used to virtually screen potential drug candidates with remarkable speed.
So instead of the old way, painstakingly testing countless substances in a lab, AI can just analyze them digitally.
Yeah.
Like a super efficient first filter.
Exactly. A highly efficient filter. But it goes beyond just filtering, Generative AI is also playing a really active role in creation.
So it's not just finding things, it's making things.
Precisely. Generative AI is being used to actually design entirely new molecules, basically from the ground up. Molecules with specific properties that human researchers, they might not have even considered. This can dramatically speed up those early stages of drug development, potentially shortening those long timelines we just talked about.
That makes sense.
And what's also significant, I think, is the increasing accessibility. These AI platforms can sort of democratize access to complex scientific data for a wider range of researchers. That fosters collaborations, across different institutions, different industries.
That increased collaboration sounds like a huge advantage.
Yeah.
And it seems the scientific community is, pretty aware of this potential.
Oh, definitely.
Our sources indicate that a large majority, both current AI users and those who haven't even adopted it yet, they anticipate a transformative impact on drug discovery within, the next 5 years.
Yeah, the numbers are high. I think it's something like 84% of users and 70% of non-users. Those are strong indicators of the expected shift.
Very strong.
They are, and with good reason, frankly. If we connect this to the bigger picture, this acceleration in identifying and developing new therapies could have just profound positive effects on treating diseases, improving health outcomes globally.
Okay, so that's drug discovery. Now, let's shift focus a bit. You mentioned another area where AI has made a really remarkable impact, structural biology, specifically protein folding.
Ah, yes, protein folding. That's a classic.
It really is. For so many years, understanding how these, incredibly intricate molecules fold into their unique 3D structures was just a major roadblock, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
It's so fundamental because the shape determines the protein's function.
Yeah.
And when that folding goes wrong, that can contribute to all sorts of diseases like Alzheimer's, cystic fibrosis. It just felt like this really persistent puzzle.
It absolutely was. It was considered a grand challenge in biology for, decades. And this is where things get really, really interesting. DeepMind's AlphaFold 2 program.
AlphaFold, right. I remember the buzz around that.
Exactly. It emerged and essentially revolutionized the field. Back in, 2020, it demonstrated this just unprecedented ability to predict protein structures with remarkable accuracy.
So not just a small improvement.
No, this wasn't just incremental. It was a genuine leap forward, a breakthrough.
It's like finally hitting the key, isn't it?
Yeah.
To understanding life's building blocks at that molecular level.
Yeah.
So, okay, how does having this AI capability, this predictive power, how does it translate into real-world benefits?
Well, the implications are substantial. Really substantial. By accurately predicting these protein structures, we gain a much, much deeper understanding of how diseases actually develop right down at the molecular level.
Okay.
And that knowledge is just invaluable for designing drugs. Drugs that can specifically target those misfolded proteins or maybe other critical protein structures, including those of viruses, for example.
Ah, like for new antivirals?
Precisely. It significantly accelerates the development of new and hopefully more effective treatments.
It's like having a super detailed map of how a disease works inside our cells. Makes it much easier to figure out where to intervene.
That's a great analogy.
Okay, so moving beyond the microscopic world of biology, let's explore the realm of material science. Sounds like AI is creating some exciting possibilities there too.
Absolutely. It's actually quite parallel to drug discovery in some ways. Similar to how generative AI designs novel drug molecules, it's also playing a really vital role in creating new chemicals, new molecules, and even entirely new materials.
So things with properties humans might not have even thought to look for.
Exactly. Stuff that human researchers might not have conceived of. This just massively expands the whole scope of potential material discoveries.
So it's not just about finding existing materials with good properties faster. It's about actually inventing new ones. Tailored characteristics. That's a pretty big leap.
It is a huge leap. And AI is also streamlining the whole materials development pipeline.
How so?
By accurately predicting the properties of these new candidate materials, think things like their strength, conductivity, maybe thermal stability, researchers can prioritize the most promising ones for actual physical experiments.
Right, so you don't waste time in the lab on dead ends.
Precisely. It saves considerable time, resources, accelerating innovation in really crucial areas like, say, energy storage. Think better batteries or advanced electronics for faster, more powerful devices.
It's like having a predictive guide, isn't it? Pointing material scientists towards the most fruitful path, saving all those hours in the lab. Okay, now for a complete change of scale. Let's talk about the universe. Even out there, in the vastness of space, it seems AI is becoming indispensable.
Yes, astronomy is facing, well, an unprecedented explosion of data right now. It's almost hard to comprehend the scale.
You mean like from the new telescopes coming online?
Exactly. The upcoming Vera C. Rubin Observatory, slated for completion in 2025, I believe, is a perfect example. Over its 10-year survey, the Legacy Survey of Space and Time, or LSST, it's projected to generate an astonishing 60 petabytes of data.
60 petabytes. Okay, that's just staggering. How can anyone even begin to process that amount of information?
Well, honestly, humans can't, not comprehensively using traditional methods anyway. That's where the power of machine learning truly shines.
So AI steps in.
Right. AI algorithms are being developed, deployed to automatically do things like classify galaxies based on their shape, their morphology, or identify transient events, things that flare up and disappear, like solar flares or supernovae.
And even looking at planets outside our solar system.
Yeah, even analyzing the complex compositions of distant exoplanet atmospheres. As the NSF director, Sethuraman Panchanathan, emphasized, this data is simply too vast, too complex to be fully explored without AI's help.
So AI becomes this sort of ultimate cosmic data analyst, sifting through this just immense ocean of information to find the hidden patterns, the discoveries.
Precisely. It's about finding the needles in the haystack, or maybe finding patterns we didn't even know were needles. As astronomer Daniela Huppenkothen put it, AI is enabling them to, and I quote, tackle problems we couldn't tackle before because they're too computationally expensive.
Right. Problems that were just out of reach before.
Exactly. It's empowering researchers to make discoveries that might have otherwise just remained buried deep within the noise of all that data.
It's really remarkable. AI helping unlock the universe's secrets. Okay, so we've touched on specific applications. Drugs, proteins, materials, stars. But what are the fundamental AI capabilities that are really driving all this advancement across all these different fields?
That's a great question. There are several core capabilities that consistently prove transformative. First and foremost, I'd say, is AI-powered data analysis.
Like we just discussed with astronomy.
Exactly. AI can process and analyze these extremely large, complex data sets far beyond human capacity. It transforms that raw data, that potential overload, into actionable scientific insights, turning data into understanding, essentially.
Right. It's not just about having more data. It's about having the tools to actually make sense of it. What else?
Another crucial capability is the automation of repetitive research tasks.
The grunt work.
Kind of, yeah. Activities like data entry, routine sample analysis, even calibrating instruments, these things can eat up a huge amount of researchers' valuable time.
I can imagine.
AI-powered systems can handle many of these more mundane tasks, freeing up scientists to focus on the more creative stuff, the strategic parts of their work, like designing the next experiment or interpreting really complex findings.
That makes perfect sense. Offload the tedious stuff, focus energy on innovation.
Exactly. And speaking of experiments, AI is also accelerating hypothesis testing and experimentation itself.
How does that work?
By creating sophisticated simulations of complex systems, biological systems, chemical reactions, you name it, and running virtual experiments, AI models can help researchers refine their hypotheses, tweak their experimental designs, all before they even step into a physical lab.
So it's like having a virtual sandbox for scientific ideas, allowing for much faster iteration and refinement.
That's a good way to put it. It significantly speeds up that whole process, from a theoretical idea to a testable prediction.
Okay, and what about finding things we didn't even know we were looking for? Discovering completely new things.
That's where AI's really remarkable ability to recognize patterns comes in. It can analyze complex data sets and identify these subtle correlations, hidden relationships that human researchers might just completely overlook.
Because we're often focused on what we expect to find.
Perhaps. Or the patterns are just too complex, buried in too much data. This pattern recognition can lead to entirely novel insights, unexpected breakthroughs. It's about discovering the unknown unknowns, as they say, within the data.
That's a fascinating idea. AI is a discoverer of unseen connections. And finally, you mentioned collaboration earlier. Sounds like AI is playing a role there too.
Absolutely. AI platforms are really facilitating cross-disciplinary collaboration. They make it easier for researchers from different fields, different parts of the world even, to share data, share analytical models, share their findings.
Breaking down silos.
Exactly. We even have these interesting examples where AI techniques originally developed for, believe it or not, enhancing the resolution of celebrity photos.
Seriously?
Yeah. Those same techniques are now being successfully applied to improve the clarity of electron microscope images in material science. It's that kind of unexpected cross-pollination of ideas that AI can really help facilitate.
It's like AI is acting as a translator, maybe.
Yeah.
A bridge builder between different scientific languages and expertise areas. Okay, so we've talked a lot about what AI can do, but how is it actually getting involved in the very core of the scientific process? Generating and testing hypotheses.
This is a really exciting area, and it's evolving fast. We're seeing generative AI and natural language processing being used to analyze the just vast body of existing scientific literature.
So reading papers.
Essentially, yes, but on a massive scale. Identifying emerging trends, pinpointing research gaps, even suggesting entirely new lines of inquiry based on what's already published. Think of these AI tools as incredibly advanced literature review assistants.
Super assistants.
Right, capable of sifting through and synthesizing huge amounts of scientific papers in, well, a fraction of the time it would take a human. This capability is often called computational text analysis, or CTA, using AI to find patterns and insights within large text collections.
So AI helps scientists stay on top of the knowledge explosion, but also spots the gaps, the unexplored territories for future research.
Precisely. And it goes further. The concept of the AI co-scientist is really becoming a thing.
Co-scientist?
Yeah, AI systems designed not just to analyze data handed to them, but to actively generate novel hypotheses, even contribute to designing research proposals. We've seen examples of tools like LLM-4SD that can develop hypotheses directly just from analyzing complex data sets.
Wow.
It's moving beyond being just a tool, towards becoming more like a true partner in the scientific endeavor.
It sounds like having this endlessly creative, tireless brainstorming partner who's also read, well, everything. And does this ability to analyze across fields also help bridge those traditional disciplines we talked about?
Exactly. It's directly related. AI can analyze these diverse data sets from fields that have historically been pretty separate. Think physics and biology or material science and chemistry.
And find links.
And identify these non-obvious connections that maybe a human researcher deeply specialized in one area might completely miss. There's the Polymathic AI initiative, for instance, which specifically aims to discover connections between fields like physics and astrophysics, leveraging AI's analytical power. It's all about breaking down those knowledge silos.
In this cross-pollination, it's not just theoretical, right? We're seeing Actual examples?
Oh, absolutely. We mentioned the super resolution imaging example, going from photos to microscopes, and there are fascinating parallels being drawn between computational techniques used in, say, automated drug discovery and methods being applied in theoretical physics to model complex systems.
Ah, interesting connection.
Yeah. And there are initiatives like Sensei and this growing community around text analysis in a world of AI, which are specifically designed to encourage and facilitate exactly this kind of interdisciplinary collaboration and knowledge sharing. It's about harnessing AI's power to see the bigger, interconnected picture of science.
It really feels like AI is helping build bridges between these different islands of scientific understanding. Now, we've covered a lot of ground, a lot of exciting potential, but, we should probably touch on the other side, too. Are there limitations, ethical considerations we need to keep in mind here?
Oh, absolutely. It's crucial to have a balanced perspective. AI is powerful, but it's not magic, and it comes with challenges. One major issue is data bias and data quality.
Garbage in, garbage out.
Essentially, yes. If the data used to train AI models reflects existing societal biases or is incomplete, the AI's results can be skewed, potentially perpetuating inequalities or leading research down wrong paths. Data quality is paramount.
Okay, what else?
Then there's the black box problem. Many complex AI models, especially in deep learning, can be very difficult to interpret. We might get an amazing prediction, but we don't always fully understand how the AI arrived at it.
And that's a problem for science, right?
Right.
Which relies on understanding the why.
Exactly. Transparency and interpretability are critical for scientific validation. If we can't understand the reasoning, it's hard to trust the result fully or build upon it reliably.
Are there broader ethical concerns, too?
Yes, things like potential plagiarism if AI generates text too closely based on existing literature, or creating what some call illusions of understanding, where the AI sounds convincing but lacks true comprehension. And there's the risk, as with data bias, that AI could inadvertently entrench existing social divides if not developed and deployed thoughtfully.
So it's definitely not about just letting the AI run wild.
Absolutely not. The need for human oversight, critical thinking, and domain expertise remains absolutely vital. AI is an incredibly powerful aid, a co-pilot, maybe even a co-scientist, as we discussed. But it's not a replacement for human researchers, not yet anyway. That human judgment is key.
That's a really important point to stress. AI as a tool, albeit a revolutionary one, guided by human expertise. Okay, so to bring all this together, what's the main message, the key takeaway from this deep dive into AI and scientific discovery?
I think the core message is that AI is, it's an exceptionally powerful and incredibly versatile tool. It's already dramatically accelerating the pace of scientific discovery across just an incredibly wide range of fields.
From molecules to stars.
From molecules to stars, exactly. From the intricacies of molecular biology to the vastness of astronomical research, AI is genuinely opening up exciting new avenues. It offers just tremendous potential for future breakthroughs that could benefit humanity in, countless ways.
And for you, our listeners, we really hope this deep dive has given you a clear understanding of how AI is fundamentally changing the scientific landscape, the immense potential it holds for addressing some of the biggest challenges we face.
The potential is huge, but so is the responsibility to guide it wisely.
That's a perfect final thought. Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive.